A very good morning to you all and welcome to another daily market outlook, a new one and the first one of this new week. So let's dive in, see what is going on, and let's see if the dollar index is ready to push up higher. Looking at the dollar index, what we can currently see is not that much. All I'm really worried about short-term further upside continuation is the fact that we have this swing low which did not get taken out by this low over here. So we could still see one more pushback down, just keeping that in mind, in towards this area of demand, kind of trap those long traders who went in a little bit early, get some liquidity underneath the trend line, and then see the actual reversal occur. Diving in towards the 4-hour as well real quick, we can see that we're coming deeper in towards this area of supply. And yeah, the deeper you come in towards supply, the more times you touch this area of supply, the weaker it's going to get. So this area of supply has already been tapped into now for the third time, meaning that the amount of supply inside of the zone is reducing heavily. This means, in my opinion, that this area of supply should get run soon. So a little bit of a double bias in the sense that, okay, well, the 4-hour supply zone looks good to get run. However, the daily as well still looks good to get one more push back down before actually seeing that reversal. Therefore, not really keeping too much of an eye on the dollar index, just always keeping in mind that we have a strong low and a weak high, and that we expect this weak high to get run. So yep, that is that for the dollar index. So let's head over to our first pair, which is Aussie dollar. And Aussie dollar, so Aussie dollar is still reacting to this area of daily supply. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, what we of course know from last week is the fact that the 4-hour is now bullish. Yes, it is a pity that the 4-hour is now bullish because we can't really look for those clean short setups. However, what I might be doing is considering to see this as a pullback over here and this as a break of structure, meaning that this would be your high, this would be your low. This is now the pullback potentially, and if we see close underneath this low, we are once again bearish. So this is pretty much what I'm kind of viewing at the moment. Possibly I'm still going to do some research today to see if I can consider this, consider this area of price a pullback. I will let you guys know. But if we do consider a pullback, then we are essentially bearish at the moment, and we are looking for further downside movement, which would be in line with our overall kind of bias on the daily and the weekly. Currently for Aussie dollar, I am pretty much aiming to take out this low over here where liquidity lies underneath. So let's see if we can reach that level in the near future alongside that dollar index bullishness. So that is that for Aussie dollar. Let's head over to Euro dollar and Euro dollar. So Euro dollar last week reacted beautifully to that sell to buy zone, which I pointed out all week last week. As we can clearly see, we tapped into it, and after that straight away saw a reversal back up just a bit higher. Euro dollar at the moment is still a very and extremely messy pair. What I'm just going to be keeping in mind for the day ahead is this pretty much buy to sell zone which we have over here. Let's see if we can take out this liquidity high and then, for instance, see a further push down and see if this area of supply can sustain the bearish momentum that Euro dollar is currently experiencing. That is pretty much it for Euro dollar. Not a lot of interesting price action. 4-hour is still bearish, and we saw a pullback in towards the extreme, double top, taking out liquidity, then a further dump. Now we're just trying to stay in line with the overall 4-hour swing structure or supply chain as well. So if we look at this buy before the sell became your supply, then straight away tap back in towards supply, then a further dump. Now this is your supply waiting for a pullback and then for a potential further dump. If this supply zone does not hold, then I do think we will start breaking these highs soon. Just keeping in mind though that if the Russia and US situation escalates even more, then I do think Euro dollar will dump down lower due to the fact, of course, that the euro will get weaker and the dollar most likely stronger in this kind of risk on scenario. So let's head over to our next pair, which is pound dollar. And pound dollar, so pound dollar is still consolidating. As you guys pretty much remember, I am still expecting for the downside due to the fact that the 4 hour is still bearish. Looking at the daily real quick, daily as well took out this high beautifully for extra liquidity, and I do expect there now to be a further dump in towards the downside, taking out this low very soon. So yeah, that is pretty much it for pound dollar. Let's head over to our next pair, which is Kiwi dollar. And Kiwi dollar, so Kiwi dollar made a beautiful retracement exactly to the equilibrium of the overall bear swing range. Excuse me, just have to adjust it. Yeah, pretty much perfectly towards that 50% mark of the overall swing range. As we can see, dived into it, then straight away rejected. Some very nice price action. Kiwi dollar very similar to Aussie dollar, currently waiting for further downside. It's a very messy chart due to all this news and fundamental kind of situations that we have going on. But all in all, I do kind of focus a little bit more on the daily with these fundamentals going on, and looking at the daily, it does look good for a further push down in my opinion. If we do see one more push up, just keep in mind we still have supply over here and over here, which are both fresh and could potentially push price very easily back downwards. So Kiwi dollar for the time being, not looking for any longs at all, mainly focusing on those short setups. For now, what I'll be doing is that I'll be looking out for pretty much this. So we had that bullish trend, then it flipped bearish over here by closing below the low. Then we saw a pullback, push up, then a break again. And now what I'm looking at is, okay, we got a pullback, now push again. And this is now pretty much your extreme supply zone. So if we see a pullback in towards there, I will be looking for those further shorts. Yeah, let's head over to our last pair, which is gold. And gold, so gold had a beautiful push on Friday due to fundamental news surrounding the Russia situation. Looking at the daily at the moment, the daily is still bullish on gold. As we can see, this is your bullish swing leg. Everything in between is just a pullback. Currently looking at the price action, we're reacting to this area of supply. Let's say we see a pullback, I will be keeping my eyes out for this sell before the buy as a potential area to see a pullback from, to then look for further upside potential. Gold is a very messy chart, just keep that in mind, but this daily zone over here is the zone that took out this daily zone, which I had drawn on previously. Let me just show it to you guys. I don't know why it's not copying, but it's this zone over here, which essentially took out this trend upwards. So yeah, by falling down, supply was created. As we can see, we saw an initial reaction, but then blasted through. So this area of demand is now pretty much the area that I'm looking for a potential pullback to then look for further upside. So yeah, 4 hour as well is pretty messy, but 4 hours now also bullish from this low all the way up towards this high. So yeah, looking for those potential extra longs. With that said, thank you so much for joining in, guys, today. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask them in the Discord server. I just want to say a massive thank you for all your support, and I wish you all a fantastic day. Thanks, guys.